Hello, everybody. Good morning to all of you, whoever it may be. I don't know where you're at, but today I'm gonna. I won't be having classes, and I'll be here online doing some work and be ready to answer you questions. Any questions you might have in English about English, and you let me know, and then it'll be fun. And but just so you know, today's we called here in China Tom's Sweeping Day. Ou, em outras palavras, what is Tom Sweeping Day? It's a national holiday, é um feriado nacional. E é o dia, basicamente, onde as pessoas. A tradução de Tom Sweeping Day é o dia para limpar a sepultura dos mortos, right? Então, é o que acontece. Não sei se é isso que realmente acontece, mas é como as pessoas fazem. Então, o mundo todo, eles comemoram o Dia dos Finados, né? Eu sei que no Brasil, eles comemoram o Dia dos Finados, eu acredito que é 2 de novembro, se eu não estou enganado. Aqui é como se fosse um feriado semelhante, tá? Então, mas começa no início da primavera, basicamente, né? Quase um mês após a primavera ter dado início. Anyways, and I don't know if you listen, if you speak English or Portuguese, but you let me know, and that way I can go back and forth, okay? So, no class today, okay, because of this holiday. So we call it here Tom's, as I put in the top, Tom's Sweeping Day. So it's a very big holiday in China every year. But honestly, on my previous school, I was working, so I didn't remember the holiday. But the new school that I'm working now, they observe the holiday. And yesterday, Sunday, which is one of my busiest day of the week, I didn't work, so it was a day off. I stayed home all day, watching movies related to the Easter season, movies about Jesus Christ. And I'm a Christian. I believe that strongly. And it was a beautiful day. It was a lazy day for me, actually. And but today I'm here online for many reasons. I'm working several projects. I help people to. I teach English online, not only in China but in other part of Asia. And I'm here. If you have questions about English, or if you speak Portuguese, or if you speak English, you can drop a line in here. Because I'll be switching back and forth between English, Portuguese. To me, it's much easier to teach in English and keep in English. But I know there are people who live in other countries, especially Brazil, because I do have family related in that, and I have lots of friends, and I know people from several parts of the world. So I can speak in those two languages, and I can also speak Spanish, even though my Spanish it's been a while since I practiced. But whoever is watching, say hello, tell me your name, and I'm gonna be here live for a little while, and be willing to able to answer you any question and about anything. If you want to know about China, I do have a channel called Nogs na China. I can put the link here for those of you who wants to follow me at the channel. It's a pretty cool channel. I provide lots of cool information as I go on this living here in China. I can share experiences with you, and but I also have my channel called Inglês Falado. You can find it on Facebook, Inglês Falado, and I'm gonna put it here for you. So if you want to check it out, and also have a page, my channel on YouTube, which is Inglês Falado. This is the one you are watching right now. So, and you can ask me questions. I don't know who you are, what are you doing in life. Oh, just so you know, today more like I'll be talking about myself, unless you have questions related to anything related to English, China. Because one thing you need to know, I'm also a business consultant, and I'm also a coach. So I have other certificates, other graduations in other areas. I decided to be a teacher in China for one reason. First, I was very tired been working in a corporate business, and working too much, too hard for not, without getting enough returns for my recognitions, my professionalism, even pays. And it's very frustrated when you have to work to someone and you have to give it, you be always, working hard and work. People always ask you to do more, more, and more, and you don't have the return. So I was frustrated because before going to Brazil, I was in America for 15 years, and that's where my children were born. And it was something that actually I had made a plan. And, when I was a very, very, very young, that I was going to live my life in the U.S. and my children would be born in there. I mean, just to provide them a better opportunity in life. And then later, I went back to Brazil. I mean, I changed some plans, and then I thought I was gonna be able to, land a wonderful job and build a beautiful career. I mean, I graduated in business administration finance. I have a minor degrees in accounting and other general business as well as professional sales. And I hold an MBA in global management and plus 20 years or so in management experience related to sales, anything else. So with all this curriculum, all these qualifications, I thought that by going back to Brazil or going to Brazil, and I would be closer to some of my family related, and I would be able to, land that dream job like most of us dream of in our lives. I want to have, you want to do this, you want to do that. So I went to university for about 12, 13 years, getting different degrees. And but going back to Brazil and living there for 7 years, went through many personal difficulties and job was hard to get to find it and build a career. In my case, was almost impossible. I went through a lots of rejections. A lot of companies would see my resume, would see how much qualification I had, and they would not have the guts to tell me to offer me a position because they didn't know how much they would pay me. And that's very embarrassing and very bad, and it's short-sighted and without vision for companies or leaders that have a professional with such a tremendous qualification, and instead of catching that professional, hold that profession, bring it to the team to help building the team in a company, they say, well, I don't know what kind of salary I can pay you. And with these qualifications, you can be a CEO, a president, or whatever, a director in a company, And all I want is to have a job because at the time I was married and I wanted to provide it, I want to provide safety for my children and my family. But anyways, and did not work like that. Did not happen like that. So I started, getting frustrated because I spent a lot of money and invested a lot of time in my education in the U.S. And I thought by going to Brazil, I would have a much better opportunity than I had. In fact, I had a wonderful job in the U.S. I was making good money now, really good money, probably one of the time in my life that I made the most money. But I decided to, not forfeit that and then to give up that opportunity, thinking that in Brazil opportunities would be greater. And but was 7 years of trials, tribulations, difficulties, and all kind of situations, not only professional but personal as well. And so my experience in Brazil was not one of the greatest, and I was frustrated because the time never stopped passing. Time does not stop passing. People think that I'm gonna do tomorrow do it. People has a commit a very serious mistake called protelation. We like to live for later what we can do now. We are living in the present. We are living the present. Life happens at the present moment. What you don't do it, unfortunately, you're gonna lose it. So life is about living and making things happening. So I mean, having that idea, that mentality, that knowledge, not only as a businessman, as a coach as well, I realized that I needed to make things. I need to make things happen in my life. And I had gone in school for many, many years. It's not that I didn't have enough qualification; I had a lot of qualification, and I could land a good job in my life. But unfortunately, that was not what happened. So being in Brazil, struggling to get a job, a decent job that you can provide to your family, is not something that if I had not no qualification, that would be one thing. But come on, I lived for about 15 years in the US. I went to school for about 12, 13 of those 15 years. Studied many in five higher education institutions in the US. I love studying, I love learning. And I did all that because I want to be the best professional possible, not only for myself, my family, but as well for the company that was going to, contribute. And I went starving, hungry to make this happen in Brazil. And it did not happen. So that's the point that you have to make a decision in your life. You have to make a decision. And I was working just to make ends meet in Brazil. I work as an Uber driver, just to have an idea. I worked in many other different things. An Uber driver, many people might think is a great thing to do, but it's not. You have such a high expenses with your car, with expenses with gas and everything you do, and you can barely take home. If you can take home maybe it's 40% what you make. That's it. And it depends how big it is your expenses monthly. That's nothing because you have to ride a lot. I used to drive 12 hours, 13 hours a day to trying to make a couple hundred. That's gross income. It's not the net income. That means I have to discount the gas, have to discount food, and not consider that you destroy your car. Anyways, but all this experience to me was great because I am a very resilient person. I grew up with a mom that I didn't have a dad from to begin with. I never met my dad my whole life. I don't remember him. I didn't remember him. I came to meet him later, not meet him, but know learn about him later. But I learned that in life, if you want to achieve anything you wanted, you have to make it happen. You cannot be waiting for someone else to come and to do it for you. If you do that, you're committing a serious mistake. You committed a serious mistake. Life is about acting. And as a coach, I'm gonna give you just a little bit of an advice and hope get you excited. Because honestly, I cannot motivate you. Nobody motivates anybody. All I can do is to give you share some of my experience, and that way you can get excited and you motivate yourself and you take yourself out of the couch, go out there and make things happen. But let me tell this. This is what I teach. I have taught these principles in high school. Sharing my time with youngsters, teenagers, because I want them to have a better opportunity, a better future. But I also have taught this in companies. And they paid me to tell them this. If you want to be successful in your life, we have five fingers in here. I want you to listen to what I'm saying. We always start with a dream. Okay, dream. We always start with a dream, and dream is important, but dream is just the beginning. Number two, you will have to wake up. And what I mean wake up is not wake up from sleeping at night. Wake up from your dream. Wake up for life. Wake up to understand that you are alive. And get all your dreams or thoughts that we call thoughts. Okay? And wake up. Get all your dreams. Put it down. Write it down on a piece of paper, on the news, on a notebook, anything. Write it down. Why? That way you can actually allow yourself, for number one, don't forget the initial dream that you had. And then by writing down, you allow yourself to expand your ideas, to verify what needs to be done, to verify what if it is a good idea or not. And you start thinking about that. As you start thinking about that, you have to plan. Okay, you start making a plan at the same time. At the same time. So dream, wake up, plan for there is no success in life without a plan. You get a plan, and after you plan, that's one of the most important thing you have to do, and most people fail in doing so. Execute it. Go to work, practice it, make it happen, make it happen. The only way for you to know whether your dream that was an original idea was a good or not is after you try it, after you test it. After you test it, and you say, wow, this was not such a good dream, or this was not such a good idea. But you know what? I can learn from this opportunity and adjust this idea, this dream, and make it still make it work, and make it function, and make it be. I can turn it into a successful idea. That's how we do. Because successful ideas, before becoming successful ideas, they have to go to trials, errors, and you have to adjust it. And that's how life is. And only that, after you do all those four things, you have the opportunity to collect it. You have so the last one is when you harvest. So think this like the cycle of life. You have a dream, you have a farm, and you go, you plant the trees, you have a fruit, all kinds of fruits in your farm, or all kind of carrots in your farm. You plant this farm and you harvest the land and you plant the seed, okay, and you water the seed, you take care of it. After those four areas being gone through, you're gonna finally harvest all the goodies, all the results of your work. So if anybody thinks that success comes before work, it's completely mistaken, because success only comes after work. Success. What is success? What is success? That's another thing we have to ask ourselves. Okay, we dream about many many things in life. Let me tell one thing: life goes by in a dream very fast. Life's passed like just a blink of an eye. Before you notice, your age is gone, your golden years of producing, of making it happen is gone. You are feeling tired. You are feeling unhopeful. You are feeling, without excitement to continue moving on. But that's what needs to be done. And honestly, another thing I can tell you: don't be don't be afraid of living your life in the best possible way you can. Don't be afraid of changes. Another thing I can tell you: I work in several companies. I work in companies, building companies from the ground up. I took on project in a way that I never did in my life, even though I was not afraid of it. I got excited. I felt that I could do it, and I did it. So this is about that's what this life is about. It's about living each day that you can live in the best possible way, and live in a way that make you happy, so that you don't feel regrets. Because if you collect regrets in life, you're gonna be living. I mean, you're gonna live. You're gonna find out later in life that you lived, or still living, or you continue to live a miserable life. There's nothing worse than that. So live in a way that make you happy. Live in a way that make you happy. Life. Most of us tends to put our priority in the wrong things, in the wrong place. Okay, when you start thinking about the importance of life, why you are in this world, what is your mission? These are the things that you need to think about. Those are the things you need to find out. What is the meaning of your life? What is the purpose of your life? Why you're here, and where are you going? And more importantly, where you come from. I don't want to teach religion here, but I do have a strong belief on those principles. And those are the reasons. And I actually have been writing a book about this very topic. But I want to let you know this: don't be afraid and live your dreams. Doesn't matter what it is. I mean, as I told you in the beginning of this recording, I have bachelor's degree in business administration, finance, minor degree in accounting and general business, and as well as professional sales. I'm a professional coach, executive coach. I hold an MBA in global management, and I have done a lot of seminars. I'm a coach for almost 10 years now, and I do all this. I'm still learning about life. So life is about learning, living, learning, and practicing continually. So one thing I will tell you: many of my friends in the past asked me, "Hey, why are you in China? Why did you go to China?" As I was saying in the beginning, I went through several phases, ups and downs in my life. I grew up without a dad. I started working when I was only 7 years old. When I was about 11 years of age, I had my first mini business, ice creamery. I had to ask my mother for money and help me teach me how to make the ice creams, so that I could walk around town in the summer, in a very hot summer, to sell ice cream because I want to have my money. Because my mother was raising 10 siblings. 10. I wanted to understand that. 10. It's not one. And by herself, my mother would never stop working. I used to wake up around 3 in the morning just to go with her at the butchery because she want to buy the best meal possible to prepare the best meal for her clients. What a lesson for me. What a lesson. So, um, we complain too much. We complain too much. We give too many excuses. We blame other people for our decisions, for our mistakes, for our incapacities, for our lies. We give too much excuses. We come up. We are professional and give excuses why we don't do what we don't do. Always blaming other people is other people's fault why I didn't go to school. Is my mother's fault because she didn't show me enough love. Blah blah blah. We don't realize that everybody has a mission, individual, unique mission. Our parents do the best they can. I don't blame my father. I never met him in person. I came to find him out online through Facebook. I did a research about 4 years, 5 years ago before I left leaving Brazil, and I want to find out about him. He was still alive when I found him. Actually, I came to find through a person that I contact on Facebook. I came to find out she was my sister, my half sister. Imagine that. Through her, I came to find out my dad had married, and he had two daughters and a son. I was able to speak with him once on the phone. I never asked him why he didn't become part of my life, but I was impressed when he talked to me. He said my full name. I didn't even know he remembered me. He was about 83 at the time, and 2.5 years later he passed away. About 86 years. Guys, life. One thing I know for sure: we all have in this world. We're gonna live. We're gonna live a life, or we're gonna die one day. What are you doing with your life? What are you doing in your destiny? What is that you're achieving? If it's not making you happy each day that you live in a miserable way. You gotta change the course. You gotta change the course. You have to change the course. You have to find a way to live in a way that you're happy. Why am I in China? That's a question that many friends ask me. I was living in Brazil, doing Uber, all kind of little things, doing some coaching here, some small business consulting there. Not make enough. I have 3 children, and I love them very very much. Two of them are in Brazil, one in the U.S. My kids were born in America, and I live the way I live, always thinking about them and always giving them the best possible example that I can give them. And most importantly, just show them that I love them. And I'm in China because I have to create a possibility to take care of them financially. Not because my relationship did not work with the mother that I have to let it go. I'm a dad, I'm a father, a proud father. I'm responsible for them. I love them, and they know that, and I know they love me too. And I don't find excuses. I just make it happen. You know, things will not happen in Brazil. I have to change it the course of my life because I'm not getting younger, and I needed to make things happen. And here I am. I decided to leave my diplomas aside and come to China and be an English teacher. I've been here over 2 years now. I miss my kids. I do miss. I talk with them quite often. But I'll tell this: there is no greater feeling than the feeling that you feel that you are doing your best and you can live without regrets. Live without regrets. If you do that, I can guarantee you, if with the simplicity of the things, the simplest things you can get in life, you will be happy. Because life is not about money. Life is not about possession. We need all those things just to satisfy us momentarily. The reality is this: one day we're gonna go, and very few things goes with us. And I'll tell you one of the most important thing you can have with you can take with you, called knowledge. Gain knowledge, because knowledge is power. And with knowledge, you can make an educated, informed decision in everything you do. Live your life without excuses. Live your life without excuses. Stop justifying what does not need to be justified. Stop blaming others for your own faults. Honor yourself, honor. Be a person of good character, honest, transparent. Be resilient, because life is tough for those who are lazy to live it. When we give excuses why things does not happen the way I would like to happen, is because you're not doing what you need to do to get what you need to get. Bottom line is that you cannot blame anybody for what happened in your life. You cannot ever blame anybody for what happened in your life. You gotta be responsible for it. Remember, your mother gave you birth. She suffered so that you could be here. Now it's your turn to carry on. Carry on your life. Do the best possible way. Honor your mother, your father. Show them how much you love them. Show them how much you appreciate them, because they gave you the opportunity for you to be here. That's what I tell my mom. My mom is a little bit over 80 years old. She's been sick here on and off. I always talk to her, and it is a good feeling when she said that you are one of the best children that I could have, and that's a good feeling. And when you live in a way that people see in you and see good thing in you, means that you're doing something right. Okay, so I don't want to be preaching too much. I decided to give this message because today is, we call it here in China, Tom's Sweeping Day. It's the day that you can clean. You go to the cemetery and do the cleaning. And here in China, they have a very peculiar culture. It's not like more in the rest of the world. And this is the time of the year they start burning fake money in many places, in corners of the streets. This is a way for them to connect the dead, and it's like they send them, fortune or things like that. Different culture, different tradition. I don't ask, I don't question them. I just respect them. But that's what it is, guys. And going back here, I'm gonna end up this transmission in a couple more minutes just to let you know. Live one day at a time. Don't live the past. Live the present, and build your future on the present. Because every day, the present becomes the past, and the future continues being the future. We live one day at a time. That's the only way that you can cultivate, and you can plant, and you can harvest the result that you so wanted and need in your life. Make it happen. Don't wait for no one to do what you have to do yourself. Be responsible for your life. Be, endure to the end. Live one day at a time, always doing the things, everything you do. Be honest, be truthworthy, transparent, and you're gonna attract to you the best possible people in the world. Be the best possible person you can be. That way you can have the best possible people around you. That's all I can tell you. Okay, so I want to thank you for those of you who stood, was around, and if nobody asked any question. That's great, and I hope I was able to provide you some positive vibes, thoughts. Okay, I hope I was able to instigate you to think a little bit about your own life. Be happy, be happy. We are living an Easter season. Jesus Christ, if you believe in Christ, I do. He gave his life for us. Yesterday, I spent most of my afternoon watching movies, Easter movies. It was amazing. I love it. That's what it's about. Jesus Christ gave his life for us. So let's do better than we're doing. Let's be better. Let's be better friends, better sons, better fathers, better mothers, better brothers, better sisters, better uncle, aunts, and better everything. Let's do the best we can from ourselves each day we live. Let's stop living that mediocre level life. Let's do the best we can. Let's live in a way that we don't regret. Let's live in a way that we feel that we're doing our best. Because each day that goes by and we don't change it, becomes monotonous, repetitive, and very frustrated because you'll never go where you want to go if you don't change the course of your life. Understand that. Don't do the same thing every day that's already causing frustration and bringing no happiness. Remember, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expect a different result. That will never happen. This seems to be cliche, but it's not. It's reality. To have new things happen in our lives, we have to make new changes. We have to change every time, every day. The way we sleep, if you don't sleep the right way, you wake up on neck pain, you have to change the position. If you eat something that causes you pain, stop eating. If you drink something that causes harm to your health, stop drinking. It's about making changes. That's how you improve yourself. That's how you continue building a better version of yourself. That's how I built my life. That's how it worked. Okay? So, guys, thank you so much for sticking around. This is Luciano Nogueira from Tianjin, China. I hope you like this video. If you do, leave us some comments in there. Leave your likes. We talk to you soon. On this coming Thursday, my class is back on, and my students going to be here. And every week, I'll be sharing with you a little bit of our classes. If you have a question, please ask. You don't have to be a passive listener or a passive watcher. Be active. Say something, ask something. I'll be glad to reply to you. Okay? I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope you guys have a wonderful life. Always do the best you can so that you live the best possible way. And be happy. Be happy with yourself first. Love yourself. That way you can have the capacity to love someone else. Do the best for you so they can do the best to others. Remember that. Let's not be selfish. Let's share the goodies to those who we care, even those that we don't know. But let's share. Because this world, we have one family called human family. We are all equal. There is nobody that's better than anybody else. The only difference is how each one of us live our lives, how we make decisions. Some do a great job, wonderful job. Some, unfortunately, live in neglect, in denial, in excuses, in blaming others, and does all those things that I already spoke about. Clean those all those all those things out of your life. Make it so you can clean your path. You're gonna see the life is not as hard as it seems. Even though we have struggles and difficulties, I can guarantee you that if you make your life simpler, everything comes around. It's easier and simpler, not only to be understood but to be resolved, and things becomes easier and nicer, better when it's simpler. Okay, don't complicate your life. Simplifies it. Okay, be with people who make you happy. Do things that make other people proud, especially you, your your family, your parents, your family. If you have children, be a good example to them. Okay, remember they are watching over you. They follow your examples. So be a good example. Don't be just a talker, be a listener. Don't just say, do it. That life is about doing. Okay? Well, that's what happens. See you guys soon. Thank you so much. Bye bye, Luciano Nogueira, Tianjin, China. Bye bye, guys.